your gaming PC deserves more than random frame drops and CPU bottlenecks. The right processor upgrade can completely change your experience. A good gaming CPU keeps your frame rate stable, your system responsive, and your gameplay smooth even during intense moments. Upgrading to the right CPU can improve everything from competitive shooters to large open-world games. Faster processing, better multitasking, and smoother frame times all add up to a much better time at your desk. In this video, we're breaking down some of the best CPUs for gaming in 2026. We'll look at options for different budgets and playstyle, from strong value picks to powerful high-end choices. We'll also talk about things that actually matter when choosing a gaming CPU, like gaming performance, platform longevity, power use, and real-world value. Whether you're building a new gaming PC, upgrading an older system, streaming while gaming, or just trying to avoid a bottleneck with your GPU, this guide will help you choose the right processor. You'll find links to all the CPUs mentioned in the description below if you want to check current prices or learn more. And if you enjoy helpful tech guides like this, consider liking the video, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Without further delay, let's get started with the list. Starting at number 5, Intel Core i5-13600K. If you're someone who games, streams, and keeps a bunch of apps open at the same time, the Core i5-13600K is a really strong all-around choice. This chip handles heavy multitasking without slowing your game down. While the main performance cores focus on running the game, the efficiency cores quietly handle things like Discord, Chrome tabs, streaming software, or music in the background. In real use, that means you can play demanding titles, stream to your audience, and still keep your PC feeling fast and responsive. It also delivers performance very close to older flagship CPUs, but at a much lower price, which makes it a great value for gamers who want high-end performance without paying flagship money. This CPU is best for gamers who also create content, stream regularly, or run lots of apps while gaming. One thing to keep in mind is power usage. The 13600K can run pretty hot under heavy loads, so you'll want a good cooling setup to get the most out of it. Overall, if you want a powerful gaming CPU that also handles streaming and multitasking easily, the 13600K is still one of the smartest mid-range choices out there. At number 4, AMD Ryzen 7 9700X. If you care about performance, but also want a cooler and quieter gaming PC, the Ryzen 7 9700X is a really interesting option. This processor is built on AMD's newer Zen 5 architecture, and in real-world gaming, it delivers strong, smooth performance without pulling a lot of power. What that means for everyday use is pretty simple. Your system runs cooler, your fans don't have to spin as hard, and your whole setup stays quieter while you play. That makes a big difference if you game for long hours, or if you're building a smaller PC where heat can become a problem. The 9700X is especially great for people building compact systems or anyone who just wants an efficient gaming rig that still feels fast and responsive in modern games. One thing to keep in mind though is the core count. Compared to some Intel chips around the same price, it doesn't have as many cores, so heavy multitasking or productivity workloads may not be its strongest area. Still, if you want a modern gaming CPU that stays cool, quiet, and efficient, the Ryzen 7 9700X is a really solid pick. At number 3, AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D. If your main goal is pure gaming performance, the Ryzen 7 7800X3D is one of those CPUs that gamers talk about a lot. What makes it special is AMD's 3D V-cache technology, which adds a huge amount of extra cache to the processor. In simple terms, it helps the CPU access game data much faster, which can lead to noticeably higher frame rates and smoother gameplay in many titles. In real life, this shows up when you're playing competitive shooters or large open-world games. Frame times feel more stable, stutters are reduced, and everything just feels smoother, especially if you're using a high refresh monitor like 240Hz or 360Hz. In many gaming tests, this chip has even beaten much more expensive flagship CPUs in raw gaming performance. This CPU is best for serious gamers who care about every frame, especially people pairing their system with a powerful GPU. The downside is that it's really built with gaming in mind. If you do heavy multitasking or productivity work, some other CPUs with more cores might handle those tasks better. But if your main focus is gaining performance and smooth frame delivery, the Ryzen 7 7800X3D is still one of the most trusted choices you can build around. At number 2, Intel Core i9-149-900K. If you want a processor that can basically do everything, the Intel Core i9-149-900K is built for that kind of workload. This chip is designed for people who game, stream, edit videos, and run heavy programs all on the same machine. In real life, that means you can be playing a demanding game while recording gameplay, keeping Discord open, running Chrome tabs, and your system still feels smooth. One of the reasons it handles all that so well is the hybrid core design. The chip uses 24 cores in total, with powerful cores handling the game, while efficiencies quietly take care of background tasks like streaming software or apps running behind the scenes. It also reaches boost speeds up to 6 GHz, which helps in games and apps that rely on fast single-core performance. That's why this processor is often chosen by creators, developers, and people who need a powerful workstation that can also game at a very high level. This CPU is best for creators who also game, or anyone building a top-tier PC that needs serious multitasking power. The honest downside is power use. Under heavy load, it can draw a lot of power and usually needs a strong cooling setup to keep temperatures under control. My verdict: if you want one CPU that can handle gaming and heavy workloads without breaking a sweat, the i9-14900K is one of Intel's most powerful options. At number 1, AMD Ryzen 9 9800X3D. If your main goal is getting the best possible gaming performance, the Ryzen 9 9800X3D easily stands at the top right now. AMD improved the 3D V-Cache technology again, which gives this CPU a huge advantage in many modern games. In real gameplay, that extra cache helps feed the processor game data faster, which often leads to higher frame rates and much smoother frame times. What you'll actually notice while playing is consistency. Big open-world games, heavy explosions, crowded multiplayer matches, everything feels more stable and responsive. When you pair the CPU with a powerful GPU and a high refresh monitor, it really shines. This processor is especially great for serious gamers, competitive players, and anyone building a high-end gaming rig with top-tier graphics cards. The one downside is price and availability. Because it's such a strong gaming CPU, demand can be high, and it's not exactly a budget option. My verdict: if gaming performance is your #1 priority, the Ryzen 9 9800X3D is one of the most powerful gaming CPUs you can build around today.